We are live.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are listening to us this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished administrator, welcome on board another session of knowledge sharing this afternoon. Thank you for always making this a date with us every month. Thank you so very much. Now, very specially, on behalf of the convener and the host, we want to appreciate everything that you represent. You are the one giving us courage to forge ahead in this journey. Thank you for your kind commentary. Thank you for your support. And thank you for liking our pages on the socials. And then we appreciate your subscription to our YouTube channel. Thank you so very much. And then, like a symbiotic relationship ought to go, we expect that you have always been getting the required nuggets for better delivery in your respective places of endeavor, wherever you may be around the world. Once again, thank you so very, very much. Now, today, we always try to keep ourselves better, to give you, to bring our way better deliveries. Today, we are a very wonderful topic of discourse today. And it has in a while back, what is branding? Branding has to do, to my mindset, it has to do with understanding yourself, your personality, looking inwards before you now look at how to now package it. So
Wow, we are not.
apologies for the disconnect. Now, if you fail to understand yourself and understand your personality, and then you go ahead and brand, then there will be a conflict between your physical features and then what you actually represent. I was telling my mentor a while back, I said, look, I don't like small talks. If I do small talks and I have to be smiling and my jawline be paining me, that's my personality. I don't like small talk. Now, don't make no mistakes. When I have somebody I can sync with, I talk with them, I flow with them freely. However, when I'm in a particular company where I can't flow very well and I'm compelled to smile, my jawline begins to pay me. So that is a conflict of personality and branding, all right? That's myself. And then entirely my opinion, okay? And this is without prejudice to what our facilitator will be delivering to us this afternoon. Now, talking about our facilitator, please, I want to say one thing about her, about this facilitator. Anytime I'm privileged to anchor this program, whenever she's making presentation, this temptation always comes up to read a citation myself. But I wouldn't do that. I will leave that for somebody else this afternoon. But one thing I must say about her is that I've been with her for almost 13 years and counting now. And whenever she wants, she's like a mentor to me. She's a mentor, a sister, a teacher, um, a coach. Whenever she needs to bring out the cane, she will use it without reservation. And whenever she needs to pat my head and pat my back, I say, well done. She does it excellently well. And recently, I was making the transition in my career, and she was the support I needed. She gave me the support I needed. And without that, I'm not too sure I will be able to sail through or complete that circle of a transition. And this is just to tell you the kind and the worth of the person we have on board today. That's why I know that you're not living the same way you have come. And prepare yourself. Let the chair you are sitting on be a cushioned one that will ensure that you are relaxed all through the program. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed to call on somebody who will read an citation, let me quickly read through this announcement for us. I'm very sure that as we speak, they will be loaded on the comment page for us to also note. This is the announcement for this afternoon. We implore everyone to click on the URL indicated to register for the Administrators Hub membership. This is to enable us keep our esteemed members updated. We will be excited to have you subscribe to and like our YouTube channel via the link indicated. It means a lot to us. Like I said earlier, please keep it going. Keep the subscription coming up. We kindly likewise click on the URL indicated to join the administrators group where we share valuable and resourceful contents from time to time. You can also follow us on our social media handles as indicated, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then the likes. Please reach us on WhatsApp only on the numbers indicated and send us email on the email indicated. Now, our November edition will be a wow as the Administrators Hub celebrates our first year anniversary of sharing knowledge and celebrate the
Wow.
2024 International Men's Day. Guys in the house, that's a time for us. Yes, if you are clapping, clap.
Wow.
People clapping is already. Guys in the house, it's a time for us to showcase ourselves, show our worth, feel ourselves, and let the world. I didn't mention in gender. I said let the world know who we are. Okay, so we'll be having a fantastic time in November. Two um two programs coming up: celebration of our first anniversary, and then the International Men's Day, IMD. Details of the two programs, two events will soon be shared across our social media platform. Here, we learn, unlearn, relearn, network, and live ready for the ever-evolving world of works. We are happy to have you here, and we wish you a most impactful time with us today. Thank you so very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished administrator, I have the singular privilege to bring on board somebody who is very dear to me, who is like a mentee to me. Come on now. I could hear somebody say, oh, you have mentee also. I have mentee now. I've been on this job for a while now. I have mentee too. So he's like a mentee to me, somebody who is a delight to work with, somebody who doesn't, how shall I say it now, who keeps smiling even under pressure. This person I'm describing is very dear to me. Wonderful personality. You may say because she's my mentee, that's why I'm saying this. Well, guys, my opinion is that she's very fantastic, an administrator by excellence in her own right. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon I have the pleasure to bring on board Mrs. Fisayo Olawepo to read the citation of our very distinguished faculty this afternoon. Please, Olawepo, the floor is yours, please. Welcome on board.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I really do appreciate this privilege.
You're welcome.
Dear esteemed members of administrators of, it is my privilege and delight today to introduce our distinguished speaker of today, Ms. Adefunke Fola Oyinloye, to share our expertise on personal branding tips for success and relevance in the 21st century workplace. Adefunke Fola Oyinloye is a seasoned university administrator, mentor, and coach with a passion for empowering individuals and teams to reach their full potential. With over 3 decades of experience in administration, she excels in creating order, driving innovation, and disrupting the status quo to achieve exceptional results. Her career spans various administrative roles, including University Registrar at Landmark University, Omaro, Kwara State. She currently serves as Secretary School of Postgraduate Studies at Convener University, Ota. Adefunke is committed to continuous learning and professional development, attending conferences, trainings, and webinars in administration and related fields. She is a sought-after facilitator and speaker who has authored two books, namely Help Lord, I Am Running Late and 56 Principles for Living in 56 Years. As a youth enthusiast, Adefunke is dedicated to equipping young people with knowledge and skills for making informed decisions. She is the host and the convener of the Administrators of a knowledge sharing platform with a rich online presence where professional and non professional administrators learn, unlearn, relearn, and network. Adefunke also coordinates the Tremendous Impact Prayer Team and the Isaiah 60 verse 15 initiative. All of these she does to give back to her profession, community, and society. In her free time, she enjoys writing, reading, and decorating, playing table tennis. Adefunke holds a master's degree in industrial and labor relations, a Bachelor of Arts in English, both from the prestigious University of Ilorin, and memberships of the Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management (CIPM), and International Federation of Training and Development Organization (IFTDO). She is also a fellow elect of the Chartered Institute of Administrators (CIA). With great joy, I want us to welcome Miss Adefunke Fola Oyinloye for our presentation. You're welcome, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Wow, thank you so much, Mrs. Olawe,
You're welcome, ma.
Introduction. Thank you so much, every member of the Administrators Hub think tank, which is the management of the Administrators Hub, for being here this afternoon. I also deeply appreciate every man, every woman, every professional that is linking up to this program this afternoon via YouTube. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us at this event today. It is October 2024, and it is a knowledge sharing series. Please confirm that you are able to see my slide. Are you able to see my slide, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, the management of the hub has given me the responsibility to speak to the topic personal branding tips for success and relevance in the 21st century workplace. And again, my name is Adefunke Fola Oyinloye. And by privilege, I'm also the host convener of the Administrators Hub. Quickly, this afternoon, we'll be looking at the following outline for this presentation. We'll be looking at the objective of this presentation, the outcome of the presentation, definition of concepts, introduction, how to build our brand, and then why personal branding is important to us in the workplace. After which, we will take the curtain drawer, which is the conclusion of the presentation this afternoon. So, what is the objective of this presentation? Sorry, please. Oh, I'm sorry. What is the, sorry, please, I'm having a little, okay. Looks like you have seen everything. So what is the objective of this presentation? It is to bring participants to an understanding of the concept of personal branding. What is personal branding? Why do we need to brand ourselves? What is it really? And then what is the impact that a good personal brand can have on our success in our career? So it's to bring participants to an understanding of the concept of personal branding and how having a good personal brand can impact on our career success. And at the end of this presentation, what are the things that we expect to see? We expect participants to understand the concept of one, brand and personal branding. And then participants to also know those who constitute the team of influencers in their career network and how to authentically sell their brand to them and sustain that identity. We'll also be looking at, we'll also expect to see at the end of this presentation, or rather to appreciate the importance of personal branding to career success, and participants will also be able to identify some brands that they can build their identity around in the workplace. When we talk about personal branding, what exactly are you branding? In what area are you branding yourself? So let's look at the concepts that we have before us today. And the first one before us is the main topic, which is personal branding. And we are asking, what is personal branding? Personal branding, let me start by saying, is your personal responsibility. Just like the name implies, personal. It is something that you have to do for yourself. We can have people's perception about who you are, which may be correct and may be incorrect. But your personal branding, or the art of personal branding, will bring out your true identity so that people can actually know who you are and the values that you bear. Catherine Coates, defining personal branding, says it is the intentional, strategic practice of defining and expressing your value. So it's about packaging your values together. It's about packaging your core beliefs, packaging your expertise, your competencies, your proficiency, your skills. What are the things that you are bringing to the table? Packaging your moral principles, your personality type, your behavior, and even the way you package yourself, the way you dress, the way you appear. Putting all of those things strategically and intentionally together. Personal branding is not something that we run into. It's not an accidental thing. It's an intentional thing. It's a purposeful act. Something that you do line upon line, precept upon precept, to present yourself to the world. You know, your unique selling points, that thing that makes you different, that things that make an employer to want you, that thing that makes your superior or your upline to give you certain assignments. That is what it is. Putting all of those things together and showcasing them. My brother, the director of programs for the administrators of earlier this afternoon, was saying, "Auntie, you know, I do not like to showcase myself." And I know that that's one area where I've had running battles with him. You have to showcase yourself. You have to spotlight yourself. There was a book that somebody on the administrators of shared with me, you know, sometimes ago, and it says bragging is an art. And what is bragging? It is branding yourself, talking about who you are and the things that you are able to do. So it is putting all of those things together and showcasing them to build a reputation, to sell yourself to the person that you are targeting, you know, for your product. And I often say to people, if you fail to define whom you are, others will define you as whom you are not. If you do not say, this is who I am and this is what I stand for, other people will define you and say that you are who you are not and define you as who you are not. I also always tell people, tell your story. Because if you do not tell your story, other people will take your story and mess it up and tell it the way the story is not. And so these are the, the reasons why you need to do your own personal branding. That is to package all the offers, all your offerings, bring them out, and then project them either virtually or physically for people to see so that you become sellable. When I say sellable, I mean sellable. You can see that I have that in quote. And so there are probing questions that you need to ask yourself when you're looking at personal branding. And the first thing is, who am I really? Your true identity, your authentic identity. Who am I really? We'll find out that there are so many people who have created brands around themselves that they are not, especially influencers on the social media. And we have had situations whereby some of them went down, or some of them went to the extreme and committed suicide because they could not live up to the brand that they have created around themselves. So when you are creating your brand, when you're branding yourself, you must be able to ask yourself the question, who am I really? Because whatever brand you're putting together around your core beliefs, around your expertise, around your moral principles, around your personality type, around your physical appearance, there must be things that really, really represent who you are. And then, how do others perceive me? How do I present to other people? Perception. If they perceive you correctly, according to your real identity, it is okay. But if that is not the case, then there is a need for you to synergize between who you really are and how other people perceive you. And so, your questions will evolve around the issue of your identity, people's perception of you, and then how you can synergize who you really are and how other people perceive you. And when you're also looking at branding, another thing you must look at is, what is that unique thing that stands me out? What is that thing that is so lacking in this context, in this environment, in this workplace that I have, and I'm able to build on and improve on and keep evolving in, that is desirous to this organization? So, wrapping up the definition of personal branding, we are saying that it is the art of intentionally and strategically creating an identity, creating a brand, just like Coca-Cola is a brand that has its own uniqueness, that has its own identity. And so much that though we have so many cola drinks, there is none like Coca. So that is what we are also doing. We are the art of intentionally and strategically creating an identity brand that truly, don't let us ever forget that truly, that authentically defines who you are and projects your authentic self. Now, the other things we'll be looking at: success, relevance, 21st century workplace. What does success mean? Success is the achieving of the results wanted or hoped for. And so looking at results wanted or hoped for, it means that there is a vision. It means that there is a goal. It means that there is a desire. And when we achieve it, when we attain it, we can say that we have attained success. But one thing about success also is that success is not a once and for all thing. You achieve a goal and then you set new goals. And it keeps evolving and evolving and evolving until we breathe our breath, our last breath as humans. The next word or concept we'll be looking at is relevance. And I'll be sharing with us synonyms of the word relevance. And relevance means important, significant, appropriate, pertinent, germane, and to the purpose. Then a 21st century workplace. A 21st century workplace is a location in these current times. And the 21st century commenced on the 1st of January, year 2000, and will come to an end or expire on the 31st of December, 2099. And I can bet that even between now and then, a lot of things will happen, which is why I'm using the word current, especially with the rate at which technology is evolving and changing a lot of things. So 21st century workplace is a location in these current times where someone works either for an employer or for themselves. It is a place of employment. And to suit the current times, to suit the 21st century, we are saying that it could be physical, it could be hybrid or virtual. I'm sure that if we are defining a workplace 50 years ago, we will not include hybrid or virtual, but we are having to include hybrid or virtual now because we're talking about the 21st century workplace. And so putting all of these concepts together, what is our topic looking at? The topic is personal branding tips, guidelines for success and relevance in the 21st century. And so what are we looking at this afternoon? We're looking at guidelines on how to intentionally create a desirable and authentic brand or identity, which projects your true values, gives you recognition, builds your reputation, procures limitless rewards for you, and helps you to fulfill your set career goals in the space where you work, be it physical, hybrid, or virtual. So we are here this afternoon to learn how we can intentionally and strategically create a desirable and authentic brand, a brand that people will desire, a brand that people will recommend, a brand that will attract people, a brand that will project our values, not a brand that has been tainted by misrepresentation, that's been tainted by biases or misconception, but a brand that is our authentic self and, reveals what we are able to do, what we're able to bring on board, and gives us recognition, builds our reputation, procures for us rewards, and helps us to fulfill our set career goals in the space where we work, be it physical, hybrid, or virtual. I want to be sure that I am not here alone. Kindly let me know if I'm here alone. Okay,
No,
it doesn't
ma.
look
You
okay,
you are not, ma.
it doesn't look like
You are
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Thank you very much. So the next thing we're looking at is the introduction. The workplace is a place where decisions are made on a daily basis. And as you can see on the screen already, there are diverse decisions that are made on a daily basis in the workplace. However, if you look at all of these decisions, one common denominator is the human resource. When goals are being set, short-term, mid-term, long-term goals, when they are being set in the organization, the persons who are setting the goals are also looking at the human resource that will fit into the actualization of those goals. We have decisions being made on projects. And so in an organization, we are saying, are we embarking on capital intensive or small scale projects? Again, there are human resources that will embark on this project. There will be vendors, there will be contractors. And then we're looking at their capacity. Is this particular vendor or contractor able to approach and execute this capital intensive project? Or will this contractor be better with a small scale project? How are they making the decisions? They are making the decisions based on the reputation of this organization, based on the brand of this organization, or the representative of this organization. I could remember while I was still in client service management, I had several organizations that I was trying to get into representing my organization in the oil servicing field. And I know that there were several organizations that I eventually got into on behalf of my organization because of my resilience. And it was after I got into those organizations that my contact persons in those organizations told me that it was your resilience that brought you into this place. That we just decided that this woman has tried, or rather this lady has tried. She keeps coming and she's resilient and she's not giving up. So when projects are being considered, when contracts are being considered, do you come to the mind of decision makers? What brand have you presented to them that makes you to either come to their mind or not come to their mind? Decisions are made on finance. How do we generate income? How do we spend our money? Again, who are the persons we are spending? Who are the contractors? Who are the vendors? Which organizations are we spending our money in? Are we saving? What part of the money are we saving? Which bank are we using? The client service officer that's been visiting the organization, how would you see that person? As the client service officer visiting the organization that is making a decision, how have you presented yourself to them such that that decision of which bank to save the money with goes to you? Investment. How are we investing? Who are we investing with? Will you, as an entity or as an individual representing a corporate organization or representing yourself, will you be able to clinch that contract by virtue of their evaluation of who you are? And then we begin to look at operational expansions in the workplace. New operations, new products, new branches, new units. Are you able to handle it? And in most cases, these expanded operations, they come with promotion, they come with higher responsibility. Will you be thought of when all these decisions are being made? You're going to have a company event. Maybe it's a training session, a retreat, end of the year event. Human beings run all of these things. Will you be considered? or will your organization be considered? What is that unique selling point that you have that makes you different from every other person that will make that decision to be made in your favor? Like I said, at the center of every decision that is being made in every organization are the human resources. And it is what you have, the value you have, the skills that you have, the attitude that you portray, even your physical presentation, and so on and so forth. All of these things are the things that will be considered when decisions are to be made concerning us. And then let us look at this. We have said that the workplace is a place of continuous decision making, and that it is our brand that will determine whether decisions are made in our favor or not made in our favor. And so it becomes expedient for us to know who are these decision makers. And I call them brand influencers. Who are they? And what are they looking for? Because if you're creating a brand around yourself that is contrary to what these persons are looking for, it will be a waste of time because it will not sell. It will not get to them. And so, who are these decision makers who are looking at your brand, and what are they looking for? Avery and Gilward categorize them into 4 groups, and they are the 4 groups before us this afternoon. The first ones are the ones they call the gatekeepers. And these ones, they are they are buying into your brand, into your personality. It's critical to your reaching your goals. I once had an experience, I once had an experience sometimes ago. And someone said something to me. Sorry about this. Someone said something to me. The person looked at me and said, it does not matter how many people are validating you. If we do not validate you, you are not validated. That is how powerful gatekeepers are. She looked at me and said, if we are not validating you, you are not validated. So it is essential that you know what these people are looking for. And then when you are creating your brand, you key into it so that you are not creating a brand that is not in synergy or in synchrony with what they are looking for. And the gatekeepers, in most cases, are your superiors. We also have those we call influencers. And these are persons who have authority and can source additional platforms for sharing your brand. In most cases, they are socially savvy. They are persons who network heavily. And it's not as if they just network heavily. Where they network, they have voice. They have authority. When they speak, when they recommend you, you are recommended. And so you need also to know what these people are looking for to catch their attention when you are creating your brand, so that when you catch their attention, they will be able to share your brand widely. The next set are the promoters. And these are persons who actively support the pursuit of your goals. Once they know that you are, up to something, they back you up all the way. Once they hear you, hit the gong together, they run with you. And they are with you all the way. Then we have the communities that share your mission or interest or seek the value that you provide. I want to consider one of such communities, the Administrators Hub. And that is one platform where we can engage, for those of us who are members of the Hub, that we can engage, to share our brand. So that when they are seeking the value that you provide, they can easily recommend us. Now, who are the persons, the individuals, breaking it down now, who are the persons who belong to the gatekeepers, influencer, promoters, and communities group? They are superiors at the workplace. our colleagues, our subordinates. It will interest you how powerful our subordinates can be. Because so many times the persons who are making decisions are also asking them questions. They're saying to them, what do you think of this person? What do you think of this individual? And then our professional associates, who may not be persons within the same workspace as we are, but persons that were in the same profession. And so when opportunities arise and they look at what they are looking for, they're able to say, oh, I know someone who is able to get this thing done. We're also branding for our clients. Sometimes ago, I think about 2-3 months ago, Dr. Oladayo Ebitoye took us extensively on service delivery. And when we're talking about service delivery, you can't take the clients away. The clients can recommend you if they are pleased with your services. And you know, your services are also the product of your brand. They can also say, no, that person does not have the capacity to deliver because they are not pleased with what you have to offer. And then another platform or another group is the social media. And that is an all-commerce affair. You can post something on the social media and it begins to define you wrongly or represent you or brand you wrongly. So we must have an understanding that these are the persons to whom our personal brand is being targeted. Because these are the persons that will recommend us. These are the persons that will speak to us where we are not. There will be our voices in those places where our voices cannot get to. There will be our feet where our feet cannot get to. And so there is a need for us to know, what are they looking for? What are these brand influencers? The ones to whom our personal brand is being targeted for opportunities. What are they looking for? And I'll quickly take us through what they are looking for. And why are we striving to know what they are looking for? We're striving to know what they are looking for because if we do not know what they are looking for, we will also not know how to package ourselves. I hope you understand that. If we do not know what these persons are looking for, we will not know how to package ourselves appropriately. If we do not know what they are looking for, we will not know how to package ourselves appropriately. We have said already who they are, but what are they looking for? Those things that they are looking for are the things that you now begin to work on or look at when you are branding yourself. And the first thing, especially in the workplace, these decision makers will be looking at is your vision alignment. Are you in alignment with the vision, the mission, the core values, and the culture of your workplace or your profession? You can imagine, for instance, your professional associates are, they get to know that there is an opportunity in your profession. And then they're thinking, oh, will this person be able to get it done or not? I know, for instance, that for accountants, one of their core values is integrity. And you cannot be an accountant without integrity. And so when an accountant is being sought for in an organization, they're able to say, oh, we know someone with integrity that is able to take up that responsibility. Let's look at the medical line, sacrifice. Oh, this person will work and go overboard by virtue of the understanding of the Hippocratic oath that he or she has taken. And so when you are building your brand, it must be built around the vision, the mission, the core values, and the culture of your workplace and profession. And so you look at yourself and you look at the vision. Of all this vision, how can I come in? What part of me, what part of the value that I bear, what part of my skill, what part of my character, what part of my attitude will resonate with the vision of this organization? What are my own personal core beliefs that resonate with the core values of this organization? What are my own personal culture that resonate with that of this organization or this profession? So those are the things that you begin to build your brand around. Another thing they'll be looking at is your IQ. And when we're talking about your IQ, we're talking about your capacity to engage the job. And so when you're building your brand, you're also showcasing what you are able to do. You're showcasing your art skills, you're showcasing your soft skills, you're showcasing your understanding of the assignment. They're not thinking in their head that if they give you that opportunity, you will not be at par with the responsibilities of that assignment. And so when you are carrying out your assignment, you're already carrying it out, even at the level that you are, to show that you are able to take higher responsibilities. You understand your assignment. You understand what is being required of you. And if at that level you can do it, then you are ready. And then when you're doing above your current stage of your current level, they know that you are ready for higher responsibilities. And so you're showcasing your competencies, your skill sets, your capacity. Another thing that they're looking for, which you're also building, you're expected to build your brand around, is your attitude. And our attitude generally centers around our personality types. As you can see, there's an image of a stage door there. And what that really means is that when you come up on stage, what do people see? Have you packaged yourself for the stage? How have you packaged yourself for the stage? Have you relevantly, intentionally packaged yourself for relevance, for that particular assignment, for that particular job, for that particular career, for that particular opportunity that is before you? Like I said, another thing that is always looked at is your attitude. And that is where our personality type comes in. Again, about 4 or 5 months ago, on the administrators of Coach Ayo Lawrence took us through personality types. And you can go both for this one and the knowledge sharing series that we had on service delivery. You can go on to our YouTube page and watch all over again. And one thing we learned during that series is that there is no personality type that is weak. There's no personality type that is bad. Which means that every personality type has its strengths and weaknesses. And so you're asking yourself, how am I engaging my personality type to bring out the best in me? So much that even though I am people-oriented and outgoing, I'm not presenting myself to the persons who are looking at me. I'm not presenting myself to them as unserious or compromising and a weak link in the organization. Or maybe you belong to the reserved, task-oriented group, the choleric and the melancholic. Are you presenting yourself so much that they know that even though you're a procedural person, you're calculated, you're impatient, you're careful, you're formal, yet you're very empathetic, yet you listen? Because they're looking out for all of those things, And let me quickly chip in here that when you're building your your brand, we are not saying that you should ignore your weaknesses, because there are actually no people without weaknesses. But what we are saying here is that you should emphasize your strengths and play down on your weaknesses. And so we're saying What is your character? They are looking at that. And so you need to be able to work around that. You need to be able to work around that to present yourself to the persons that you are branding yourself for. Another thing that you need to look at, they are looking out for your emotional intelligence. So when you are branding yourself, you're also improving on your level of emotional intelligence. They're looking at your understanding of yourself and your understanding of other people, how you relate with yourself, and how you relate with other people. Talking about the inter and intra-personal. Inter is how you relate with other people, your understanding of other people and how you relate with them. And then intra is your understanding of yourself and how you manage yourself. Such that your weaknesses are not portrayed above your strength. They're also looking at your personal work ethics. Does this person have integrity? Can we keep a secret with this person? Is this person confidential? Is this person professional? Or is lackadaisical in getting the job done? Efficiency, what's the delivery rate for this person? Does this person have a stakeholder mentality? The other time we're talking about alignment with the vision, the core value of the organization. Is this person responsible? Is this person dependable? Is this person reliable? Is this person diligent? Does this person have the ability for team spirit? Punctuality, accountability, is this person equitable? And so on and so forth. These are the things that they are looking for. And these are the things around which you are to build your personal brand. And so what will your own responsibility now be? We have spoken extensively about what the persons that you're selling yourself to, because the reason why you are branding yourself is to make yourself desirable, is to make yourself attractive, either for that promotion or for that new opportunity or for that new responsibility or even a new job altogether. That is why you are branding yourself, to make yourself desirable, to make yourself attractive. And we have said that there are persons to whom all of these things are directed. So what we did last is to look at what are they looking for. Now, having understood what these persons are looking for, it is now your responsibility to look at yourself authentically around the areas of your skill, your competences, your attitude, and the values that you are able to bring on board, and write it down. So you are saying that in this organization, I'm bringing on board these peculiar skills and competences that stand me out, that is rare, that is uncommon. I'm bringing on board this attitude. I'm bringing on board this value into this profession, into this workspace. Write all of those things down, because you will remember that we said during the introduction that personal branding is intentional and strategic. And so it means that it cannot be approached haphazardly. So you identify the brand that you want to that you want to be identified as, and clearly write it down. You write down the vision so that when you see it and you read it and you speak it to yourself over and again, you will not forget who you want to be. But again, let me state that whatever you have identified and you have written out, ensure that it truly defines you. It truly describes you. It is not anything, bogus or anything that is not your true identity. And I'll come to the reason why it shouldn't be much later in my presentation. And then the next thing you should do is to communicate it. You communicate that brand. And this you will do physically and virtually. This you will do verbally and by your actions. And how will you do that? Let me, for instance, cite this. On my LinkedIn page, I have a series that I did at a time of experiences that I've had working, decisions that I've had to make, and how I approached and made those decisions. Writing those things is communicating who I am. They are communicating the values that I have. I could remember I did something on my love for IT. So if you read through it, you know that I have competences in IT. If you read through that particular write-up that I did on myself, you will know also that I have a growth mindset. You also find out that I like to seek knowledge. You also know that I have that I'm resilient. So you are not saying, even though I didn't say all of those things, but the write-up, the story that I've told about myself, which is a true story, states, without me saying that I am resilient, I am I am IT proficient, and so on. I have a growth mindset. Without me saying all of those things, that story already tells it. And so, in every, both physically and virtually, whatever platform you have to tell your story, tell your story. Tell your story so that people can know the values that you bear. Talk about how you made a decision. And so you are telling them that you are skillful in critical and analytical decision making. Tell them how you handle a situation, and you are telling a story that says that you are empathetic. Tell them a story that shows that even though you are assertive, you are humane. And this is our responsibility as we begin to sell who we are. I'll read what some of these persons that I have here have to say. Okay. Anything is possible if you've got enough nerve. J.K. Rowling. And it takes nerve to tell your story. And then the other one says, if you don't give up, you'll have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. Jack Ma. People don't care about what you say. They care about what you build. And that takes us to the next one. Mark Zuckerberg. Live your brand. You are not just saying this thing. It is often said that talk is cheap. So you are not just communicating and telling stories. The persons within your network are able to see that the stories that you have told are genuine, they are true. And that is the reality of who you are, because it is what you live naturally and everybody can see. Be confident about your brand. It is the identity that you are confident and passionate about. You were the one that said, oh, this is how I want to be seen. And even when it is not popular, one identity that I know will not be very popular in this age and time is that identity of integrity. But that does not say you shouldn't build your brand around it. Build your brand around it. Build your brand around loyalty. It's a selfish world, but build your own brand around loyalty, because that opportunity for a person with integrity who is also loyal will come, and somebody will recommend you. So leave it. Let everybody know that that is who you are. Present yourself like that. And that is why, again, I repeat, your branding, when you're branding yourself, it must be authentic. It must reflect who you really are. Because if we are pretending, one day it's going to show that that is not who we really are, and we're just trying to make a face. Number 4, ensure that the influencers continue to buy in for further projection. You know, the other time we mentioned the gatekeepers, the promoters, the influencers, the communities, the groups that you are targeting your brand at, because they are the voices that will speak for you where you are not at. Ensure that you continue to keep your brand. You know what they are looking for. And so you continue to promote that brand. You continue to work yourself, towards showcasing that brand continuously. It's not something that you do today and then you stop tomorrow. So that they can continue to buy in. And the more they buy into your brand, the more they speak for you where it matters. Number 5, guard your brand jealously. Be quick to correct every misrepresentation. I used to be very weak in this area. And I'll say, well, my brand will speak for me. Or my brand will speak for me. But there are some levels of misconception and misrepresentation, intentional and unintentional, that are, taken out there about you. And it will take you ages to get your image back. So guard your brand jealously. The moment you are aware that there is a misrepresentation, that there is a misconception of who you really are, be quick to correct it. Be quick to correct it, because this is an identity that you have built over time. It is the identity that is, projecting you, that is giving you relevance, that has built a reputation for you. So you will not allow anybody to trash it. Guard your brand jealously and be quick to correct every form of misrepresentation. Project a positive virtual image. The opportunities that come to us virtually is limitless. You cannot begin to imagine how many opportunities can really come our way, engaging the virtual platform. And I'm going to share with you a story. Sometimes in 2020, and our director of programs, is privy to this, because I know that when that invitation came, it was the one that I gave the assignment at the time to go and check out the organization. I just received a mail from someone I did not know, telling me that they are coming up with an annual award that is aimed at espousing or encouraging accountability and excellence in corporate governance, and asked that I should be a judge. Now, this is somebody I have not met. I've been a judge on that platform. That is the Morgans, organizers of GRC Awards and Summit. I've been a part of it for 4 years. I have still not met the CEO, but I've been a judge. And then I asked him a question. I said, I'm sorry, I do not know you. After I've agreed to be a judge, and then I think after our first event, I now sent him a message appreciating the opportunity to be a part of the platform and all of that. And then I sent him a message. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know you. And you know what he said? He said, I sourced you out on LinkedIn. When I saw your profile, I liked your profile, and I know that it will fit in to what we are looking for. So let us be careful as professionals, the image that we are pushing there on the virtual platform, so that when they are seeking us out, they are not turned off by one thing or the other that we have posted at one time or the other in the past. Number 7, subject your brand to constant appraisal, re-evaluation, and improvement. Yes, you have created a brand. Yes, your brand is selling, just like Coca-Cola is selling. But if you are not careful, because every brand is subject to competition, excuse me, please. If you are not careful, your brand may soon go into oblivion. And we do not want our brand to go into oblivion. And so it's our responsibility to subject our brand to constant appraisals. As a matter of fact, have your own tribe. Persons who can sincerely appraise you. And let them know the brand that you have built and you're walking around and you're building yourself on. And ask them how you are faring. Persons who will sincerely tell you who you are. At some point, in my career, I began to allow my downlines to appraise me. I know it may be painful. They may not say the things that I want to hear. And I encourage them to be very, very sincere with me. So they may not say the things that I really want to hear and all of that. But I encouraged them to appraise me. And it helped me to become a better person. And it got to a point, one of them is here this afternoon. They began to say things like, oh, you have improved a lot, especially in the area of my temperament. You have improved a lot. You are no longer this person. You have improved in this area. So make sure that you subject your brand to constant appraisal. Appraise yourself. Be your first, rigorous check. And then let your tribe of sincere people also appraise you. And where there is need for you to improve on your personality, where there's need for you to improve on your personality, then you also, where there's need for you to improve on your personality, you can take trainings so that you can enhance yourself. Yes, you may be competent in a particular skill, but there's also the need for you to reskill for relevance. You may be able to use a particular tool, but again, there is a need for you to retool for continued relevance. And then you may be good in a particular area. You can even take personality tests and then psychometric tests to help you to improve on your personality type. These are all the things that you need to do continuously. The truth is that your brand is ever evolving. It's not stagnant. It has to keep evolving so that you can continue to enjoy the buy-in of your gatekeepers, your promoters, your influencers, and your community. You need to consistently build your brand, improve on yourself, and get better at what you do. Now, having done all of this, how do you know that the brand that you have created or built to showcase who you are, how will you know that is a good brand? The first thing, the first quality check for your brand is that it has to be authentic. I have overemphasized that this afternoon. It has to portray the real you, no facade. The real, authentic you. And there is no how you will be showing your real you without reflecting your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses. So if you have a personal brand that is all strength and no vulnerability and no weaknesses, it is not absolutely authentic. The only thing is that for your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses must not overshadow your strengths. Like I said, a lot of social media influencers, some have committed suicide. Some are no longer influencing anybody. They have dropped the business. Why? Because the brand around which they post themselves is not original. It's not authentic. It's not their real self. They were acting drama. If it is authentic, you are just living naturally in it. But if it is not authentic, you are just acting drama. And when, every drama has a time lapse. So when that time lapses, you either get bored or you get tired, or you're not able to keep up with that lifestyle. So when you're building your brand in the workplace, make sure it's around your authentic person. Why? Because if it's not around your authentic self, the persons around you will soon discover. And all those things that you are hiding, they will soon come to the fore. So make sure that it is authentic. And if it is authentic, it will be sustainable. If it is authentic, it will be sustainable. which means that you can live it the rest of your life. The only thing you need to do is to keep changing and evolving and evolving and evolving, getting better in that brand. Your value, your brand must also be value adding and value giving. It must not be selfish. It must be giving value to other people. If nobody is drawing value from your brand, then it is not a good brand. It must be adding value to other people, and then it must be beneficial to you. You cannot afford to be like the pipe that bears water and is thirsty. If you have a good brand, then it must be beneficial to you. It must build your reputation. It must bring you opportunities. It must bring to you a good reputation. It must bring to you success. It must bring to you relevance. So always put the brand that you're building around yourself, your authentic self, always put it side by side, this quality check, to know whether the brand that you're building is good or not. I'm drawing close to the end of my presentation this afternoon. And I'm going to the part that says, why do we need to brand ourselves in the workplace? Why do you need to brand yourself in the workplace? And the first thing that your brand will do is that it will give you a reputation. It's, there are things that you are known for. There are capacities that you are known for. There are skills that you are known for. Our director of operations just started a new job, and I had the privilege of speaking with his direct upline, in the course of the week. And based on his reputation, his skills, his attitude, his proficiency, I dropped a word with his direct upline. And, he was even saying to me that, oh, let me put it on speaker so that he will hear. I said, don't put it on speaker so that his head will not swell. But, eventually, his direct upline actually told him what I said. But that is the reputation that he has built in the last 13 years that I have known him. And I'm sure that that will go a long way, even in the way that is being rated in that organization. So if you have a personal brand that you have sustained and retained over the period, it will help you to build a reputation that uniquely stands you out for more opportunities within and outside of the organization. What I do for the Morgans is outside of my organization, but reputation gave it to me. It's like a moving billboard that advertises you wherever you go to. And when people know your areas of strength, they are more often than not to intentionally engage you in the areas of your strength. If I know that this person can do this thing efficiently, effectively, productively, why will I go and engage somebody else? Will I not just engage that person and go to sleep? So when your brand is known, it will ensure that you're intentionally engaged in the areas of your strength. And when you are engaged in the areas of your strength, I'm sure you all testify to this. When you're doing what you love, you have career satisfaction. You have career satisfaction in what you are doing. You put your whole energy into it. And there is no how you have satisfaction, you're happy with what you're doing, that you not enjoy inspirations on how to do it better. And when you enjoy inspiration on how to do it better, you have improved productivity. Your outcome is better. And when your outcome is better, you get easy. And so you enjoy promotion. It is often said that the reward for hard work is more work. And so when you do it well and you get the desired results, what is that we spoke about at the beginning of this presentation? We said that the workplace is a place of daily decision making. When those decisions will be made, you will be remembered. And so it opens us up for higher responsibilities, higher opportunities, promotion. And when we're promoted like that, we enjoy speedy career growth. And lastly, one of the benefits of personal branding to every one of us in the workplace is that it gives us an identity in perpetuity. So we're not talking about when you're working in a particular place alone. Even after you have left the place, your brand is still speaking. And persons are saying, oh, this persons will do this like this. This persons will do this like this. There are persons that I keep referring to by virtue of their brand, their quest for excellence, their quest for efficiency, their quest, for getting things done the way they should be done. And so long after I am no longer walking around those people, I'm still referring to them and referring to their brand and referring to their identity. And so your personal brand, what are we saying in essence? It outlives you. And that makes it very important for each and every one of us to have a brand that we have, that we have built around ourselves and we're running with. And there is no how. All these things I've listed in 1 to 5 will happen, and you will not have relevance in that workplace. There is no how you will not be recognized. There is no how you will not be important. There is no how you won't be the go-to person. And when you become important and pertinent and germane to the growth of your organization, you become the go-to person. There is no how you will not attain success. Because the truth of the matter is that we are all where we are to attain success. Nobody is working in any organization to fail. We are there to attain success. And so when we gain relevance as a result of our brand, as a result of our identity, we also gain success. As I begin to wrap up this afternoon, I'll quickly read these quotations by these known persons to us. And the first one says, personal branding is about being conscious of how you present yourself to the world. It is not what anybody will do for you, it is what you will do for yourself. And the problem says that it's about being conscious of how you present yourself to the world. Chris Brogan says that it is the art of establishing a remarkable presence. When you talk about leaving your footprints in the sand of time, so much that when you are there, your footprint is speaking. When you have left, your footprint is still speaking by virtue of the values that you bear, by virtue of your competencies, by virtue of the skills that you have, by virtue of your proficiency, and by virtue of your personality type. And the last person that is speaking there is your very own facilitator today. And she's saying, what story would you want people to tell about you when the door is shut? And defining career decisions are to be made concerning you. And she's saying, the choice is yours. The kind of story that will be told about you is your choice, because personal branding is your responsibility. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone for being a part of this afternoon and listening to it. I want to believe that it has been a time of insight and a time of depth for us on this platform this afternoon. I want to say a very big thank you to every one of us, persons who have been online and those of us who are on the StreamYard page. Thank you so much for listening and giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.
Wow. When I said earlier that you'll be blown away, have I been proven right or wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But as far as I'm concerned, justice has been done. Are you talking about the eloquence of delivery? That's my mentor for you now. Are you talking about the beautiful slides and the quality delivery? The quality of the content itself. Branding was To me, it was official. Look at the way I was defining it earlier. Now look at what was delivered. That was why I said what I said earlier was my personal opinion, no, and without prejudice to what the facilitator will be presenting to us. Now look at what has happened. Thank you so very much, man. Each time you come on board, you are always richly impacted. And I'm sure that many persons who are online today around the world will were also impressed with your delivery, man. And going forward, you will find those nuggets you've garnered here this afternoon instrumental to the delivery in a respective places of endeavor. Thank you once again very much. I wouldn't
Thank
want
you
to
so
waste
much.
our time again too much. However, one, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this delivery. Then two, what are your questions? Let us have your questions in the comment section. Keep it coming, and then we'll pick them up in the comment section, and then we'll do justice to it very quickly this afternoon. But while you are doing that, let me quickly do a rundown, if you if you will permit me, on what we have been taught this afternoon. One, we were told that personal, when defining personal brand, we were told that it is something you have to do by yourself, packaging your core beliefs, personality, and morals, etc. It is intentional. It is not something that you just do on the way or whatever. It has to be intentional and not accidental. It is your unique selling point. Now, you have to ask yourself these following questions: your identity, your perception, your synergy, and then your uniqueness. You must answer all of those questions by yourself before you begin to do branding. Then, decision in the workplace. Who are the persons who make this decision in the workplace? What are the decisions that we make on daily basis in the workplace that has to do with branding, projects, strategic goals, HR, company events and activities, operational expansion, and the likes. Now, listen very carefully. We have brand influencer here. This is the core to me in all of this. Brand influencer here. Who are brand influencer? We were told that we have about four of them. The gatekeeper, the communities. That's why it's very important for you to be on this platform. For instance, being a member of this community also gives you a leverage, okay, certain leverage to promote your brand. Then we have promoters and then we have influencers. Now, who are these? Who are the persons who make up this four group of brand influencer? We have the social media, your superiors, your colleague, your subordinates, your professional associate, and clients. These are what we've been told by our facilitators this afternoon. So the question now is, what influencers are looking for? Those who are going to influence you, what are they looking for in your brand? Your vision alignment, your IQ, attitude, emotional intelligence, your personal work ethics. These were what the facilitator has taken us through this afternoon. Then your responsibility. You have to take responsibility in your branding by identify and clearly write out how you want your skills and competencies to be promoted, to be projected, and then communicate them very clearly, especially using the instrument of storytelling. And she gave a lot of example in that direction. Then leave your brand. You have to leave your brand. Leave what you project. Ensure you continue to promote your brand to maintain influencers buy-in. Guard your brand, project a positive virtual image, subject your brand to constant appraisal and re-evaluation. Now, what are the qualities? The qualities of a good brand. What are the qualities? If you don't have these in your brand, then forget about it. That's not branding. Now, it must be authentic, sustainable, and value adding, beneficial to you. If it's not beneficial to you, so why are you doing the branding itself in the first instance? Then why personal branding? She wrap it up by saying, okay, it will enhance your reputation. You are engaged in the area of your strengths, career satisfaction, promotion, etc., etc. Thank you so very much, ma. I'm very sure that we are all blessed, so to speak, today. We are all impacted with the delivery of our facilitator. Once again, thank you very much. Now, do we have any question online? This is Q&A time. I'm scrolling through the comment section now to see if we have any question around that area. Okay. Well, there are no comments, there are no questions, but I can see some comments here. Please permit me to quickly read a few of them. This is a very by Olaniyi Adekunle, my very good friend. This is a very interesting discourse one shouldn't miss. Thank you for making this platform a great companion in our personal and career journey. Mr. Isaac Adeneji, the doctor, great privilege. Of course, Mr. Ajiboye Olakule himself. It is another wonderful day of great learning. Keep learning, keep growing, and then keep enjoying your life. Thank you for your comments, Lola Fola Shayomi. I saw what you did, what you did over there. Then, of course, a great facilitator a long while ago, Mrs. Adenike Babajam, another wonderful facilitator, another wonderful mentor teacher. Thank you very much for your comment this afternoon. Very insightful, she said. Aisha Mohammed, good evening. Very insightful delivery. Thank you very much. Christopher Fatiregun, the Reg herself. Yes, that's my Reg for you. Thank you so very much. Keep the comment coming. Go to the YouTube channel and then keep the comment coming. Thank you so very much for everything you do. Like I said earlier, you are the reason that gives us courage to keep this to continue on this journey. Thank you so very much. Yusuf Ishola, great, and great. I feel like reading a lot of things online this afternoon, but our time will not sadly permit us to do so. So very quickly now, permit me to invite Dr. Oladayo Ibitoye. If we don't have any other real question for the facility this afternoon, which means that we are so Dr. Oladayo Ibitoye to give vote of thanks for this afternoon. Thank you very much. Dr. Oladayo, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I deeply appreciate the opportunity to present the vote of thanks. First and foremost, we appreciate our amiable and indefatigable facilitator of today, Ms. Adefunke Fola Oyinloye, for the insightful presentation. It interests you to know that a facilitator, for probably those that are joining us for the first time, doubles as the host and the convener of the Administrators Hub. We deeply appreciate you, Ma, once again, for the insightful presentation on personal branding, tips for success and relevance in the 21st century workplace. Indeed, your expertise and engaging delivery has provided us with valuable knowledge that will undoubtedly enhance our professional growth. Thank you for taking our time to share such crucial tips that will actually help us in our various careers and that will help us to strive for excellence in today's competitive environment. Likewise, on behalf of the Administrators Hub, we appreciate all the participants at the October 2024 Knowledge Sharing Series, and we hope that you've actually learned and unlearned today, even in the course of the presentation. And I want you to know that we value you and hope that those that are yet to join the Administrators of platforms, as earlier highlighted in the course of the announcement, will do so immediately after the end of this session. Thank you, and thank you. We look forward to have you again at our November Knowledge Sharing Series. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Oladayo Ibitoye, for that wonderful appreciation and vote of thanks you have given. The next item on the agenda for today has to do with closing prayer. I can't see Mr. Abayomi, possibly network issue. So closing prayer.
He's having network issues.
Oh, okay.
He's actually there, but I can't add him.
Oh, okay. Because of network issues. All right.
Device is not connected.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. Well, I want Omoya herself to do justice to this afternoon. I wanted to say earlier that the Mrs. Olawipo actually is like a daughter to the facilitator of today. Not even like a daughter, like a daughter, yes, like a daughter to her. And she actually worked with her for a while,
Directly.
about
4
1 year.
years.
4 years. Can you imagine that? 4 years consistently. For you to work with the our facilitator today for 4 years, then definitely you must be something. You must have had some kind of skill. All right, Mrs. Olawipo, please, can you lead us in closing prayer very quickly? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for today. We want to thank you for having your way. Father, we thank you for the great presentation our facilitator delivered. David are exalted in the name of Jesus. Father, we put
Amen.
the November presentation onto your hand. We ask that you take perfect control in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
Father,
Amen.
we ask that everything that will be done in the November presentation will come out beautiful and perfect in the name of Jesus. And
Amen.
until
Amen.
then, Father, we ask that you keep us in good health, you keep us in good spirit in the name of Jesus. For in
Amen.
Jesus'
Amen.
mighty name, I will pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so very much. Now,
Amen.
Thank you so
remember,
much, sir.
don't forget our twin program coming up in November, particularly the IMD, International Men's Day. International Men's Day. And then we have the code. Please remember and then participate. Let us overwhelm everybody on this platform. See you in November. Thank you so very much for being a part of this program this afternoon, and God bless you. Bye.
Thank
Amen.
you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.